Hello Gaurav, how are you?
I am fine, sir.
Okay. First, introduce yourself in short, then we will start.
Yes, sure, sir. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Gaurav Santosh Londhe. I have completed my engineering in ENTC branch from Savitribai Phule University. I have secured 93.40% in 10th, 90.77% in 12th. My second year and first year SGPA is 9.39. Third year SGPA is 9.33 and last year SGPA is 9.68. I was done the projects in Flutter development, which we develop expense tracker application in which we include different scenarios like automatic QR scanner to add new expenses, pending bills for pending bills notifications, and also give rich UI. My hobbies are playing cricket, watching movies, and listening songs. My strengths are adaptability and quick learning. My weaknesses are uh, attention to only one thing at a time, and I am trusting everyone very easily. In my family member, including me, I have five members: my brother, my sister, and my two grandmothers.
O-
Also, it's about myself. Thank you, sir.
Okay, no problem. Uh, okay, first tell me what is networking?
Yes, sir. Networking is a term or technology we can say to interact between different devices, or we can say different organizations throughout the internet. We can connect locally or also or in wireless or also in wired network.
Okay. Then what are the classifications of network?
Uh, Network is specifically classified in majorly two components like LAN and WAN, local area network and wireless area network. There
Okay,
are also sub multiple types of networks like PAN, CAN, SAN, GAN. Also, these small types of networking also possible.
okay. Then explain LAN, MAN, and WAN in short. Just
So LAN
basic
is
concept.
local area network for which we are able to connect only smaller or we can say few only devices we can connect to each other, or we use for this MAC addresses. And when we are used IP addressing for the communication, for which we can connect different organizations over the network, and this is the large scalable network.
Okay, what is MAN?
MAN is sir manipulation area network.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
Then what is it?
Sorry, sir. Metropolitan area network.
Right. Then what
Yes,
is
sir.
it? What is this?
Metropolitan. mm, I don't have sir idea about it.
Okay, no problem.
I'm
Okay,
yes,
clear it later.
yes,
Okay,
sir. Sure.
okay. Then tell me what is internet, intranet, and extranet?
Yes. Internet is basically a term which is used to connect different devices throughout the internet by connecting locally, externally, or wirelessly. Intranet is basically a private network in which we are able to connect small devices, or we can say less number of devices for only private networks like home, school, banking, or organizations, company. Extranet is the term which is used for global connection, in which we use IP addressing for the transmitting transmitting connections and other stuff by using internet over the global network.
Okay, are you sure about this?
Yes, sir. I am not sure about extranet, but I am sure about internet and intranet.
Okay, then clear it later.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. What is the difference between TCP and UDP?
TCP and UDP basically both are transport layer protocol, but TCP is a transmission control protocol, and UDP is user data control protocol. TCP is transferring data in streamline basically, which is firstly connect the communication and then transfer data. In UDP transmission, it takes place by using datagrams, which is independently sending the packets. TCP is reliable, but UDP is not reliable. TCP is slower than UDP, but UDP is faster. The data is a loss between UDP, or we can say some lack of delays in TCP, but it is faster. And UDP is faster. And TCP is very secure and no data duplications or we can errors in that. We can use HTTP mails or web services in TCP, but for video streaming, gaming, and online streaming, we can use UDP.
Okay, so please tell me why TCP is more reliable.
Because sir, TCP uses three handshake mechanism in which first client sends to servers synchronization that I am want to connect with you. Then if client get the synchronization request, then client is sending synchronization acknowledgement to server sends synchronization acknowledgement to client that I am connecting with you, and then also client lastly sends acknowledgement that I am connected with you, and this establishes the whole network for their communications. So this is TCP is more reliable.
Okay, between TCP and UDP, which one is connection oriented and which one is connectionless?
TCP is connection oriented and UDP is connectionless.
Okay. What is the difference between HTTP and HTTPS?
So HTTP is basically not secured, but HTTP uses a secured port for sending the data. HTTP use port 80 for transmitting the data, but HTTP use a 443 port for transmitting the data. HTTP yes is secured because in which added extra securities for the transmitting the data.
Okay. Explain the OSI model.
Yes. OSI is basically open system intercommunication in which there are seven layers. First layer is a physical layer in which cables, wires, and all physical stuffs are included. After that, there is a data link layer in which frames and uh, frames are created of the data. Also, in which this MAC address and LLC is introduced. MAC is a media access control for connecting to the physical layer, and there is also a logical link control layer to transfer the protocol above network layer. Third level is a network layer in which actual transmitting of packets are done using IP. Overall, there is a transport layer in which a reliable and very error detective process is done of the transmitting, in which TCP and UDP protocols are used. Above that transport layer protocol, there is a session layer protocol, which used to manage different application sessions by adjusting the different segment times and very different sessions. Above that session layer, there is a presentation layer in which our data is encrypted using different extensions like PPT, JPEG, PNG, and above that application layer, which is the closely to the user interface, which gives the interface to our use in, is which gives interface to user, which used for our applications. This is overall OSI model, sir.
Okay. Then please tell me hub working on which layer? Hub.
Hub. Hub is a data link layer, sir. Second layer.
Are you sure?
Not but sure, but dot hub, which is I think data link layer or physical layer, sir. Any of one. I will check it later, sir.
Okay, no problem.
Not sure, but only that two layers. Data link layer or physical layer.
Okay.
Yes.
Then what is the difference between OSI model and TCP IP model?
Yes, sir. OSI model is contains seven layers, but TCP IP model, which is a initial base layer model, which contains four layers. First layer in OS TCP model is application layers, in which OSI layer contains three layers: application layer, presentation layer, session layers. In second layer, in TCP/IP model is network layer. This is also network layer in OSI model. In TCP/IP model, third layer is internet, which is in OSI model about that two layers, that is network layer and data link layer. Fourth layer in TCP/IP model is physical layer, and here is also physical layer and physical layer is related with TCP/IP model.
Okay. On which layer packets are converted into the frames?
Packets are converted into frames. Data link layers, packets are converted into frames.
Good. What is supernet?
Format. No, sir, I don't have idea about it.
Okay, no problem. What is gateway?
Gateway. Basically, gateway is a router local area network from which we are able to connect with a WAN network, which WAN network throughout our PC. Means, sir, if I have private IP addresses, then we have to connect with another IP which is not in our subnet mask. Then we have to first of all connect with our default gateway. Then we have to transmit our packets, or we can say destination to destination packets using default gateway.
What is the port number of SSH and telnet?
SSH is 22 and telnet is 23.
Difference between telnet and SSH?
Telnet. SSH is shell secured, and telnetting is like we can telnet through routers. Not very clear, sir, but I will check it later.
Okay, no problem. Explain the DORA process.
DORA. I have no idea, sir, about it.
Okay, no
DORA.
problem. What is the difference between IPv4 and IPv6?
Yes, IPv4 is basically 32 bits addressing process, and IPv6 is 128 bits addressing process. IPv4 in which is used decimal numbers for addressing, and IPv6 uses hexadecimal numbers for addressing. In IPv4, dot is used for IP which dot is used for return IP, and IPv4 colon is used for distinguishes the groups in which IPv4 IPv4 is not reliable much now, because most of the companies now working in only IPv4. IPv4 is containing multicast, single cast, and broadcasting. Also, IPv6 working on multicast, broadcast, and anycasting. In IPv4 there are ARP broadcast, but in IPv6 they are eliminated the ARP broadcast.
Okay.
Also, they are IPv4 there is a netting, and IPv6 there is a no netting.
Oh.
This some important points about IPv4 and IPv6.
Okay. What is the difference between physical address and logical address?
Physical address is the MAC address which is assembled to the particular device, and logical address we can say that is connected to the MAC address which are connected to the private IP addresses which are when we travel to public network.
Okay. Then which is permanent address between them? Physical address or logical
Permanent address is MAC address.
Okay.
Which is initially from the devices when we get, or we can purchase new.
Okay. What is IP address?
IP address is internet protocol address for which we use to connect different devices for different organizations, or we can say over the internet in WAN technologies.
What is the difference between static IP and dynamic IP address?
Yes, sir.
What is the difference
Sorry.
between static IP and dynamic IP?
Uh,
1 minute.
Static IP is basically we can say configure. Yes, sir.
Please continue.
Yes, sir. Static IP is basically manually configured, and dynamic IP is configured by automatically. Static IP is more secure than dynamic IP. In static IP, there is no algorithm used for configuration, but in dynamic IP, different type of algorithms are used for configurations. Uh, this is used static IP is static addressing is used for only for small area network, but dynamic addressing is used for different type of large area networks.
Okay,
This is some points, sir.
static IP is configured manually, right?
Yes, sir.
Dynamic IP, who provides the dynamic IP?
Dynamic IP basically provides a DSCP server.
Okay. What is
Sir.
difference between public IP and private IP?
Basically, private IPs are that IPs which are not permissionable for connecting to the public internet, but public IP are able to connect throughout the WAN technologies, and private IP are able to connect only the LAN technologies, which
Okay.
are not permission to connect throughout the WAN technologies.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you tell me the classes of IP address? How many classes are there?
There are basically 5 IP addressing classes: A, B, C, D, E.
Okay. Can you tell me the
In
range?
which A class is, yes, sir. In A class, there is a 10.0.0.0, which is basically is a one, sir. I want to send numbers or can what?
Numbers like 0 to
Yes,
126.
yes, yes, yes,
Ah,
yes, yes. Yes, sir. First A class, there is a number 0 to 126. Second B class, 126, 127. Sorry, 128 to 191. C class, 192, 192 to 228. Sorry, 224. And class C, 220, 224 to 239. And class E, 220, 240 to 255.
okay. Then what about
And
127?
yes, sir. 126 is a loop backing series, which is used for our local addressing.
Okay. What is loopback address?
Loopback addressing means, sir, 127.0.0.0, which is used for only our local machines.
Okay. What is subnetting?
Sir, subnetting is converting the different networks into our reliable, or we can say our manageable networking part. We can use different type of subnettings, means different bits for our requirements, and we can use these networks to utilize the networking, and we use IP addressing within that subnetting mask.
What is the need of subnetting? Need of subnetting.
There is a limitations of IP addresses, so we can able to reduce the use of IP addressing of public, or we can say private. By using the subnetting, we are able to uh, different. We can able to classify, or we can say we can able to get different ranges of IPs using different subnetting mask.
Okay.
So we can able to get small IP addresses for different networks.
Okay. Okay. Be clear about this subnetting, need of subnetting part.
Yes, yes, sure.
Okay. What is the difference between switch, hub, and router?
Yes. Basically, hub is a, sir, uh, very initial device which is made from uh, sorry, um switch is based on performance based or we can say software based applications. And sorry sir, I confuse between switch and hub, but I able to explain switch and router.
Okay,
So
tell.
switch is used for connecting different multiple devices, which is used for avoiding collisions between that devices. But router is able to connect different switches inside, or sorry, router is able to connect different switches, or this. And using router there is a, we can say, broadcast limitations we can done.
Okay, and switch works on which layer?
Switch works on data link layer, sir.
And router?
Router network layer.
Okay. So- Okay, good. But to go through the
Yes.
difference between switch and hub. Okay.
Yes, sir, surely. Yes, I
What
sir
are-
know, but I am little bit not able to remember right now,
Okay, okay, no problem.
recollecting that.
Okay.
Yes.
What are the types of subnetting?
Oh, subnetting. There are two type of subnetting: variable length subnetting and fixed length subnetting.
Okay, difference between FLSM and VLSM.
In fixed length subnetting, we are use fixed subnetting mask over the all network, and in variable length subnetting mask, we are used different type of subnets throughout the network.
Okay, what is subnet mask?
Subnet mask is basically a network range which is given to the uh, a, pro, a, a particular network or a particular area, or we can say company.
Okay, what is wildcard marks?
Wildcard mask is basically opposite to the subnetting mask. Uh, uh, in a subnetting mask, there is a one. In wildcard mask there is a opposite to one is zero. So there is a wildcard mask is a opposite to the subnetting mask.
Okay, have you heard the term APIPA?
Yes, sir. Yes, I heard term of PIPA.
Can you explain?
Sir, it is a uh, private automatic private internet uh, uh, automatic private internet protocol addressing. When
Okay,
there is a missing of a DSCP server, then in local area devices are able to get IP addresses from this APIPA technology, which is by using this technology, devices are getting addresses themselves, and they are trying to connect within LAN network with each others.
okay. Can you tell me the
Yes.
range?
Yes, sir. This is range is 169.254.0.0.
Okay. What is routing?
Yes. Routing is basically process of transmitting packets through one router to another router.
Okay. Difference between static routing and dynamic routing.
Static routing is basically done using IP route, or we can say manually, and dynamic routing is basically done using automatically, or we can say using different algorithms or different protocols. Static IP, in which there is a there is a more security, and dynamic IP there is a no security. With minimum, yes, security is there, but there is a less security than static routing. In static routing, there is fixed IP addresses, and in IP addressing, or sorry, dynamic routing, there is a variable changes in IP addressings.
And which
So
one
no
is
algorithm used in static routing, and there is some algorithms used in dynamic routing.
okay? Uh, Can you tell me which one is easy to configure?
Sir, static routing is easy to configure, but there is a one-to-one mapping only. So there is an we can say according to need we can configure. It is easy configure. Static routing is easy to configure, but there is only one-to-one mapping. So we required more IP addresses in that case.
Okay. Which software have you used for this practicals, networking practicals?
Networking practical packet tracer,
Cisco Packet Tracer.
Cisco packet tracer. Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other software do you know?
No, sir. I don't have an idea about any other software. I
Okay.
will let know
Okay, go through
after
it.
this. Sir.
Go through it. It is
Yes,
important.
yes, yes.
Then in Packet Tracer, can you tell me about user mode, global configuration mode, and privilege mode?
Yes, sir. In user mode, we can say there is a three types of user mode. We can say console mode, uh, or auxiliary mode, and PTY mode. There is a user mode. After that there is a privilege mode in which we are able to give different password for entering into global mode. In global mode, we are able to get all all access of the router.
Okay. 1 minute, 1 minute.
Yes,
Okay, please continue.
yes, sir. What about, sir? I tell about.
Okay. Last okay, user mode, privilege mode, and global configuration mode.
Sir, user mode basically used for entering in the router configurations. So there is a three type of ports, or we can say access are given for routing: console mode, auxiliary mode, and VTY mode, or we can say virtual telnetting. After that, we are entering in privilege mode. There is a we are able to configure the router. After that, config terminal command we are able to get through global mode, in which we are able to access all things of the routers. And after that, we are able to configure line mode, routing mode, and also VTY mode.
Okay. Can you explain the address resolution protocol?
Address resolution protocol. Yes, sir. Address resolution protocol, which is basically used in switches, or we can say LAN. If there are need of connecting a device through any of the other device in the same network, then first of all, let's suppose take device A, which is broadcasting for let's suppose who is B. Then this broadcast is goes to the router. Then router is also broadcasting for the who is B. Then B is written the MAC address of itself, and then this MAC address is given to the A, and this transmission is completed using ARP broadcast.
Okay. What is reverse address resolution protocol?
No idea, sir. I have learned, but don't at that time don't remember
Okay, no
or
problem.
don't no, recollect it.
Okay, no problem. Reverse
Yes,
address resolution protocol exactly opposite to ARP. Okay.
yes, yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. What is CIDR?
Sorry, sir.
CIDR. What is CIDR? Have you heard the term?
CIDR.
IP
No, no,
address.
sir.
Can you tell me what is it like? Suppose there is IP address and /20. IP address /20. What is it?
Uh,
/20. What is it?
this is a subnetting mask, sir. 20 is subnetting mask /20.
What is it called? Okay, clear it
What?
later.
Yes, sir.
CIDR.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. What is VLAN?
Yes. VLAN is basically virtual LAN area network, in which we are uh, grouping the different type of devices logically in different networks. by using which we are able to increase the performance of our router, or we decrease the broadcasting of the network, and we are converted this network into smaller networks logically using VLAN.
Okay. What is router on stick?
Router on stick basically is a concept in which there is a sub interfacing is used in routing to connect different Ethernet ports of switch to only single port of a router by using sub interface of a router. Let's suppose the three ports of a switch is connected to only one interface, physical interface of router, but there is a sub interface, three interface, sub interface in of a router is used in only that particular physical interface of router. This is called as a router on stick.
Okay. Is it related to inter VLAN?
Yes, sir. It is related to inter-VLAN connection.
Okay. Then tell me, what is designated routers?
Designated routers. Designated routers are basically, sir, which are not root routers, and which are only able to transmit or connected to different switch with each others. And root routers are basically routers or switch, sir. Designated switch or routers.
Designated router.
Designated routers. No, sir, I don't have idea.
Okay, no
Designated
problem.
routers.
What is the least time of DHCP?
Yes, sir.
What is the least time of DHCP? Least time.
Least time. Basically, this is a 24-hour, we can say, for a machine. But in different area network, there will be 30 minutes, or we can say 1 hour. It depends on the network also, sir.
Okay. Can you explain the distance vector routing protocol?
Yes, sir. Distance vector routing protocol is basically the dynamic type of routing protocol in which there is a metric is usually is hops, and also in which RIP routing information protocol is used for routing the information between two routers, and also this is based on uh, Brenman Brenman Hopf algorithm, and only one protocol, or we can say RIP protocol, is famous for routing the uh, 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 dynamic vector routing protocol.
Okay. What is hybrid routing protocol?
Yes, there is a hybrid routing protocol is basically mixture of distance vector and link state protocols, in which EIGRP is basically used in hybrid protocols.
Okay. Okay, there are
Yes.
many questions remaining, but we will discuss it in next meeting. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes. Okay.
Okay.